doing. It's about, what, 11 o'clock on July 13th. We're in Kentucky, central Kentucky, at my brother-in-law Jim's farm.
In activity, so hoping to capitalize on that. We put in about probably 4 or 5 acres of food plots this year, and hoping it's going to be a really good year.
So if you take a look at our food plots, I mean, a lot of people that we've learned from are doing YouTube videos, and one of the best ways that we've been watching a lot of stuff. But we've segmented a lot of our food plots, leaving a lot of high grass and structure around. This way, these big bucks can feel safe coming out any time of the day into these small lots. Most of our plots range from about 1/4 acre up until, or even 1/8 of an acre, up until about an acre. But
hey, we're back with you. We're finishing up our last plot, putting in some tall tine tubers. And when you look at the seeds, these things are really, really small. You say to yourself, there's no way that I'm going to be able to do this whole plot with the amount that it says. So, I mean, we're trusting the rates that they say. And on the bottom of the
bag is for a 1/2 acre, and you look at it, you put it in the spreader, and you do one pass, and you're like, oh my, there's no way that that's gonna work.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll keep you updated. So here we are again. Obviously, it costs a lot of money to do a lot of this stuff. I'm kind of on the cheap side, so if it costs a $1 and I can make something, I'm gonna do it. My partner, he'll maybe get something new a lot of times. These little guys right there. Make sure you always spray yourself. All right, that tick's dead. All joking aside, the guys before me, everybody, Brian and I grew up together, hunting upstate New York, where, you know, any legal buck was a good buck. If you shot a 6-pointer, you were like the king of the hill. I mean, since then, New York's implemented some antler restrictions in certain areas, which has done really good for the herd and the quality of bucks that people are shooting. But here we are in central Kentucky on a farm. I ended up marrying his sister, and we bought this farm last year. And so our passion with deer and deer hunting and whitetail management and habitat has only brought my brother-in-law and I together even more. But the people before us, they, and every time we come up with an idea, we bounce it off each other, such as stand selections and whatnot, and it's great, conversation and debate going back and forth, and we try one way and another way and see which guys is right and modify it. So we had guys before us were using a drag, and obviously all the homework that we've done, Cultipacker is the best way to go, but even for a used one, you're looking at $100 a foot. So we were able to take theirs, what they were using as a drag, and change it around to make our own homemade Cultipacker for $18. I'm going to give you a quick over on it, and then I'll show you it in action.
like pencils, giant lag bolts through them with some washers, wire, added this PVC with some stops. This way it never links up on each other. And we found that the higher it is on the quad, the better it is to roll. Sounds like jingle bells, but it works.
Morning, everybody. I think today is August 31st, 2019. I'm over here at my brother-in-law's farm, just doing a little overseeding on some plots where it's a little bare. This is one of our plots that is all brassica, and we've had a little bit of a drought here in southern Kentucky, central Kentucky actually. Last week I was here and it was really bare, everything. And just a week's time with a little bit of rain we had this week, it looks 10 times better. Looks nice, lush green. It's getting kind of tall. So it gets you pretty excited. Just trying to fill in some spots that look a little bare with some seed, see if it'll take. Trying to just compact it down with my feet in some little spots. And that's really about it. But the food plot's coming out pretty good. hopefully the deer like it. Our stand location on this one is over actually where the ATVs are over there. I don't know if you can see them. It's up in that corner because that's which way the wind is going to be going, off of that way, and we feel that the deer are going to be coming from the opposite side. So we think it'll work out perfect.
All right, hey, how you doing? It's Brian and Jim. It's October 28th. We following up on our food plots that we planted back in. So what we did was we planted a no-plow plot in April, and which was early, but we had no food here at all. Figured it would be a nice mix for through the whole season. I'm going to show you that, and here in Kentucky. Central Kentucky, we had an extreme drought this year. We planted a whole bunch of mix of things, mostly like brassicas, purple top turnips, sugar beets, tall tine tubers, and clover. Everything started, we got it in the ground a little bit early because I don't live here yet. We got a little bit of rain, things were coming up nice, and then the drought struck, and the deer started hammering them towards the end before the stop of the drought. What we did as a last minute Hail Mary was rye. We planted rye. Finally, over the past 2 weeks, the weather has broke. And things are starting to grow. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it around here in a minute, and I'm going to show you guys the results.
All right, so what you're seeing first is no plow that was planted in April and grew up. And I know they say a lot of those will go to seed. Turkeys were in there yesterday, and we're mowing down these tall ones, eating all the seeds. But you can see all these other guys have grown, have been eaten, and continue to grow again. Now this is the newer plot. You can see the line. You can see all the rye growing. You can see radishes. All those radishes, man, they ate them off, and now they're all starting to grow back. Purple top turnips. They're eating all of the radishes and turnips now, and it's early. Just hoping with next couple weeks they can still grow a little more, put on some tonnage. You could see this plot, all the rye that we overseeded, but everything looks like celery stalks from the deer just eating them up.
And this was one of the better fields.
It's November 10th, it's the second day of gun season. Had a really close encounter with the big boy last night. It just got too dark. Standing right next to our tall tine tubers. Finally got a little bit of frost recently. Looks like they're just starting to hit them, but they look good. You can see all these other turnips they've pulled out.